Welcome to the Garden State Outdoorsman podcast presented by Boondocks Hunting. I'm your host, Mike Nyitray.
Hi, everyone. Joe Mallet here as well. Not with us today, but to join us in future podcasts as well is our co-hosts Ish and Kurt. Again, just want to start off this episode number one by thanking everybody that's checked out our trailer so far. All the interest has been great, rapidly growing. We're pretty happy to see. Don't forget to subscribe for future episodes and continue to provide your feedback to us. We are eager and willing to hear it.
And today we are going to do our first interview. Joe is going to interview me. And the next couple of episodes, we're going to be interviewing the team guys to get you for you guys to get to know us. And then eventually we will be getting into other interviews outside of Boondocks Hunting. So why don't we start off with our turkey season? It's been kind of dead for us.
I was going to say, what turkey season? It
Yeah,
feels like.
it's been rough because we're still working. I still have to go to work. Ish still has to go to work. Kurt is back at work, and I know Joe is working from home. So our schedules right now, due to the coronavirus, is all thrown around. And we wanted to hunt. I got out there for a day or two during segment A, which was April 20th to the 25th, and I also have a E tag too, which will be every Saturday through the season. My Wednesday hunt did not go that well. I got into a blind with my girlfriend, and at first started out great. Had a turkey gobbling, saw a fox, but nothing after that. The wind picked up. Didn't really hear much after that. And then about 4 or 5, dogs were spotted. And here comes a group of people just walking right past my ground blind. The worst part is they saw it in the distance, said, "Oh, look, it's a blind. I wonder if someone's in there." But still continue to walk right past and say, "Oh, hey, sorry to ruin your hunt." Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, people, it's crazy. Like, I think a few days after that, we had some decent weather. So, my wife and I went out, brought our dogs with us, but like, obviously noticed where people may be, where their hunters were. So we went out after noon, especially since that's when the turkey ends for the day, especially during A. So we headed out because I had to go change camera batteries, and definitely saw some other hunter dogs out there keeping their distance with their bells on and everything like that. So sometimes you get people that know what they're doing in the area. Sometimes you don't. It's just the joys of hunting public land, especially when everything's shut down. There's nowhere else to go but the wildlife management areas around here.
Yeah, and I think normally these people would not be walking through, but since all the other parks are closed down, there isn't really much, any spots to go to. I've gone to one of my stands, and usually the parking lot is empty. I mean, I'm usually the only person there. Maybe one other person's walking in the area, but lately it's the whole park is packed. The
Yep.
parking lot has 6 or 7 vehicles in it, and it's like, damn, like this kind of sucks. I love being here by myself. I love, knowing that no one else is here. The good thing is they're not other hunters, so I don't have to really worry. But it's still people walking, causing noise, and littering too. Some people still do litter, and that is one thing that I hate. And I'm always, the areas I hunt in, I'm always cleaning them up. I do my best to keep it all clean, and but there's people out there that just don't care, and they don't care about you, and they just want to do whatever they want to. So, that's the unfortunate side of hunting public or state land. I wish, and hopefully soon the team will be getting our own private land to hunt. But for now, that's what we have to deal with.
Yeah. Look, I mean, the good thing is we're kind of doing our part by cleaning up after the idiots that are littering out there. So,
Definitely, and I
yeah.
know Joe, you didn't get a chance to hunt, unfortunately.
Yeah. But, maybe, we're still looking at trout season, trying to get out and fish a little bit. So, Brings us to our next little update for you guys is, especially here in New Jersey, that we went to an accelerated stocking schedule. So they actually finished stocking everything on April 10th. So they're no longer doing in-season stocking for the trout. So they did generously, according to the website, stock the trout. So hopefully we'll be able to get out, at least get a little bit in sooner rather than later.
Yeah, which is kind of unfortunate, but during this terrible time, these are the measures that they have to abide by, and the good thing though is they did have all these county spots closed down and a lot of fishing areas closed down. Those will be opened up on May 2nd, so we'll be able to get back to our normal fishing spots and hopefully slay some more trout. And also with bass season coming up, I know the pre-spawn is here, and the smaller ponds and stuff like that. The pre-spawn is definitely starting to become active, and the bigger bodies of water still not yet, but hopefully in the next couple of weeks, both big and small ponds will be fully going with the pre-spawn and moving right into the spawn.
Yeah, pretty excited about the parks and stuff reopening. They're also reopening golf courses. So I'm not sure if any of our fans are golfers out there, but I definitely have a little tee time, 7 a.m. on Tuesday morning. Get out and enjoy some outdoors. So.
Yeah, no, that's I love to golf, but with fishing season and everything in swing, right now I cannot. But hopefully soon enough I will be able to fish again. I mean,
Yeah.
wow, golf again.
Yeah. So I know, with the parks reopening and everything, Mike, I know we're also getting out looking at our trail cams, and I know you've already got some growth on your deer.
Yeah, so a couple of my spots, I've gotten some pictures of deer already growing antlers, especially my number one stand I use. I'm hoping it's my number one hit list buck from last year. I called number 9. Turned out that he actually did have an extra little stub, so he was a 10-pointer. I only found that after I named him. But I'm hoping it's him hitting this racket or mineral site. If not, I had 3 other shooters that were constantly coming in to this site and coming out into this open field that I have, and I've got tons of pictures and had tons of encounters, especially during the rut with these deer. And I'm hoping, it's one of those 4 deer, really the number one deer I'm after, because I would love to get my hands around those antlers. And I've been chasing him for at least a year, and he's evaded me every time. Of course, the one time he showed up, I was at work, and we were running spy points, so it sends us our pictures, and I'm at work, and my phone goes off, and I take a look, and right at sunset, he's there, and it was breaking to say.
I haven't had any antler growth yet, but I have been getting some daytime movement and everything. So, again, we use those mobile cameras, so it's great to be able to wake up in the middle of the night or first thing in the morning and see 13 photos come in from my spy point camera. But definitely need to get some of that rack getter out there because I don't have any yet. Talk to Mike. We're gonna probably place an order here pretty soon.
Yeah, definitely. I've worked with Racketter, Gerard from Racketter, for now a couple years. I've been using his lures, his attractants, feed, minerals. He even makes calls and cover scents. They're excellent. I highly recommend for anyone who wants to get into using a cover scent or a attractant to look up Racketter. Um, there's a big difference, especially if you get that swirling wind and you spray down with either dirt deodorizer or addictive sweet corn, the caramel, you're gonna smell 100% like that, and it will carry downwind, and you can even get deer coming straight downwind right to you. For me, the wind is not as a key factor anymore, because I'm not nervous anymore. Before when I was using it, the wind could change and boom, my hunt is over. Deer won't see deer for the rest of the hunt. Now, wind swirling, spray it a couple times, get that scent going downwind. I've pulled deer in. I've seen deer be pulled in from, other hunters that use rackgetter. So it really does work. The minerals are great too. Right now, like I said earlier, I'm using rackgetter minerals. I've seen a big difference over the years. Deer love it. They come right in. The scent is strong. One of my favorites is addictive sweet corn. I know, Joe, you love the caramel corn.
I love the caramel. Like I said, I've told you I barely wash my gear anymore because it smells so good. It ends up being my car air freshener half the time. But and the good thing is, as Mike was saying, being downwind, they've gotten used to the scent from us being able to use the minerals, and Jersey is a baiting state, so they're used to the smell. So when they see it coming downwind, it's not like a new smell to them and can potentially spook them.
100% agreed. I use this stuff constantly. So anytime I
Yeah.
walk, and even during the off season when I'm just going down and throw some minerals, or just going to check a stand or a camera, replace whatever, I bring it with me and I'm spraying it on me. I will walk certain distances and spray on the ground, and keep going further and spray on the bushes. It just depends, where I am, which stand I'm at. Um, to me, it works. Get them used to that smell. They love that smell. It brings them in from, gosh knows how far out, but I imagine it's pretty far. Their noses, yet again, are 100 times stronger than ours. So, great stuff. Give it a check out at rackgettersense.net.
Excellent. Then I just want to also mention that while we're out checking our cameras, we've also been putting our Sportsman Shields on it. What it is basically it's a theft deterrent decal for your trail cameras and your game cams. Basically, similar to like the sign you put outside of your house of your security system. It's a sticker that goes on your trail camera to kind of say, hey, I've got GPS on this thing, and if you try to steal it, we're going to find you and pursue you. So, they're definitely a supporter of our show. So we definitely want to show them some love.
Yep. And the good thing about this, whether you want to use a standalone deterrent, or yet, like Joe said, you can use it with GPS. Either or, it doesn't matter. So give them a look at sportsmanshield.com.
All right, everyone. Again, thank you for sticking around with us in episode 1. We're going to jump right into our interview with Mike. So, Mike, why don't you just give yourself a quick introduction, talk about yourself, who you are, and then I'll ask you rapid fire a couple quick questions.
Perfect. Hi, I'm Michael Nyitray. I am from Summit, New Jersey. I'm 26. I have played hockey mostly my whole entire life. um, I played at a very high level, travel hockey for the New Jersey Devils. From there, I played for 2 teams when I got to high school. I played for New Jersey Devils and for Summit High School. Won a state championship with them in 2012 at the Prudential Center. From there, I went to Boston and played for the Boston Bandits, but unfortunately, I got injured. Not too many people know. I don't really like telling people. I, hurt the inside of my foot, and then I also, when I was rehabbing, I kind of lacerated my tailbone, and yeah, very painful. Got very difficult to walk. Um, it's the pain, and I've gotten a lot of injuries in the past through hockey. I've broken my nose 8 times, chipped my tooth, dislocated my jaw. I've done multiple concussions, everything. By far, this was the most painful injury, and I was out for about a year, and I had to make a decision. Do I want to, continue to play hockey and potentially make it to the NHL? Every, day I was out, that reality went further and further away from me. And so I decided to start hunting. I've always grew up in the outdoors, fishing, camping. Hunting was the one thing that I didn't get to participate in because of hockey. And I was like, hey, it's finally, I've always wanted to do it. The family has pushed me to do it and said, hey, why don't you get into hunting? And I finally did. I bought a bow and became the first person in the family to start bow hunting. And now I'm here, and we started this company and a podcast, and hunting and fishing has taken over my whole entire life, basically. You know, I still work, but this is what I want to do, and for the rest of my life.
That's awesome. We're happy to have you here. And, like we said in our first one, Mike's the reason we're all here. He brought all of us misfits together to become boondocks hunting and provide you guys with this Garden State Outdoorsman's podcast. So again, Mike, thank you. So,
No problem.
when we're not out hunting and doing all the other kind of stuff, what's your current occupation?
I work in a psych hospital in Elizabeth, New Jersey. I'm a mental health worker. I work on the nursing staff. I work 40 plus hours usually a week there. I work with the child adolescents. So it's a crazy job. Maybe one of these days later, I will definitely tell you a lot of stories about it. But right now, I cannot. But to me, I do love it. Working with these kids and trying to help them is, I don't even know how to explain it. It's not like I feel good about, but it feels like I'm doing a difference.
It's fulfilling.
Yeah, it really is. Some of these kids are coming from situations like you will read their chart and it's like, oh my God, like I didn't think, kids were going through this type of stuff. And it's not only kids that have psych problems, it's behavioral too. A lot of gang stuff. I work a lot with autistic kids, bipolar, all different reasons. Everyone's there for a different reason. So, it's a great job, and it's really, something I enjoy doing.
Excellent. So you touched on this a little bit, but how long have you been hunting, and what motivated you to start hunting?
So I've been bow hunting for 7 years now. Now we're going on the eighth year actually, but like I said, I grew up in the outdoors. Since I was a baby, I've gone camping in Maine, Moosehead Lake, Maine, deep out there. Everyone in my family, on my mom's side of the family hunts, or for the most part hunts. They're deer hunting up in Maine. We've always been fishing. I love to fish, so fishing, of course, was one of the first things I started doing. Camping also, and to me, it's just been kind of like a second nature. I've always liked to be in the outdoors. I love to eat meat, and this is a perfect way to provide for me and my family. I want to learn as much as I can, and when I'm not working or I'm not hunting or fishing, I'm looking up new different strategies on how to hunt, looking up every little bit of information I can to make myself a better hunter, to make the team better, to help people who are interested in hunting, because actually, most of my patients are fascinated by the fact that I hunt, and they would love to do it. They just have no idea how, and I think, that part of that drives me also to hunt and become a better hunter.
Excellent. One thing I didn't put on this list, but another question I'm going to throw in there real quick: compound bow or crossbow?
100% compound bow. Now, I shoot Hoyt right now, but the last season, 2019, I had to use a crossbow because I had a pinched nerve in my neck and my back, and it was affecting my stabilizing arm, so I could not really hold the bow stable like I used to. My whole left side was really weak and everything like that. I spent months trying to figure out what the hell was wrong with me. And I had to move to the crossbow for a year. And yeah, I like it, but it seems a lot like a gun to me.
Yeah.
Don't get me, I'm still going to use it. And I decided to, during the early season and during the rut and into November, I'm going to use a compound bow. Once it gets really cold in that late season, December, January, and February, I will use the crossbow just because, to get it's going to tighten up my muscles. Being sitting in that cold position the whole entire time is not going to do my muscles on the left side any good. So I decided to use a crossbow. I don't mind it. But, compound, 100%. I'm team compound bow all the way.
Perfect. So what was your most memorable hunting and fishing moment?
Mm, hunting. Probably. Whew, I don't even know. That's a tough one because I'm still not. There's still tons that I still want to experience, but probably harvesting my first doe with a bow.
Yeah.
Um, and
Just
it
so
was
everybody knows, we're in New Jersey where early season, you have to take a doe before you can take a buck. So,
Yeah, so we start usually in the second week of September, and you have to shoot a doe, and we have the earn your buck tag. So, and this is when it happened. I was out, got into the stand, and probably 5 minutes later, and I'm still getting set up too. This was late afternoon, and here comes a doe rolling in, and she, of course, did not do what I expected her to do. I thought she was going to cut right in front of me, but she did not. She cut to the side of me. She's on my left-hand side, and she's probably was, I think it was an 8-yard chip shot, double lunged her. She made it 30 yards, I think, and collapsed, and that was it. And by far, that was the most excited um, thing I've done in a long time. It was the closest thing to come to winning a championship in hockey, and the adrenaline was just it was amazing. It was something I was missing for a good year when I wasn't playing hockey, and it completely replaced it. And ever since then, that's what I want to do. Like I said, the
yeah,
adrenaline rush, everything, it replaced everything that I was missing, and by far that's my most memorable hunt. My most memorable fishing moment, probably when we're in. This wasn't in New Jersey, but we are in Maine up at Moosehead Lake, and me, my cousin, and his son, we were out fishing on the canoe, and I caught my first smallmouth bass. And me in the water, especially at this age, I was still a little nervous about being in open water like that, but we celebrated, we went on the beach, and we went swimming, and we actually had to bathe in the lake. So you know for me, that was by far the most memorable moment I had.
awesome. I think I know this one, but just for our viewers' sake, what is your dream hunt?
100% a moose hunt.
Yep.
I have seen endless amounts of moose every year. To me, they're my favorite. They're when you see the sheer size of them, and you drive up, and one's walking across the road or just standing there grazing or something, you are amazed at the pure size and beauty of these things. And usually they don't really care. They look at you, and they go back to doing what they're doing. A bull moose, in Alaska, is actually my dream hunt. A
Yep.
bull moose hunt in Alaska, dream hunt without a question. I cannot wait to go to Alaska, and to hunt moose in Alaska would be a dream come true. And I've told Joe this, but every year my cousin and I, we put in for our moose permit lottery, and hopefully one of these days we win, so we can get on a moose hunt in Maine. But that's the dream right there.
Awesome. So next question, Mike, would be a little bit off the topic of hunting and fishing, but what's your favorite spot to get outdoors in New Jersey, not related to fishing or hunting, or not to fish or to hunt?
Up by the Delaware Water Gap.
Yeah.
I love going up there. It's you can either go to you can be on Jersey side, or you can you can cross the river, and you're on Delaware side. But to me, that is, I love going up there. There's places up there on Jersey side that are absolutely beautiful, breathtaking. Some of the lakes up there and ponds. I love to go just have lunch with the family in a restaurant that's right on the water, and enjoy the company of family while looking at the pretty scenery, and dreaming of the day that we can move up somewhere like this and have a getaway house on a lake, or own property that has acreage of land that has a stream going through, or a river going
Yeah.
through. But that is by far my favorite spot to go to.
Yeah, I love it up there. Go hiking. My wife and I take our motorcycles up there, go for cruises. Delaware Water Gap is amazing up there.
Yeah, you got the
Yeah.
Appalachian Trail right there. So that is something I do want to hike. I want to eventually hike the Appalachian Trail in each state also.
Yep. Yeah. My wife took me there on our second date to go hike the AT. So,
That's
holds a memorable place for me up there too.
first
Uh, uh,
that's a great date, and you got yourself a great wife there.
that's it. Outside hunting, or I mean hiking. So, all right. Next one. So, you know, it's tough to ask an embarrassing hunting moment either. So I guess we'll rephrase this either most embarrassing or, kind of your most memorable funny moment. So not something that usually happens while you're hunting.
um, so twice now. This has happened to me twice, but I got into a stand early morning, and of course, when I get up to stand, the first thing I gotta do, run right to the bathroom. And I wanted to wait because I was like, no, like I'm just gonna wait. Like I don't have to go that bad. I don't have to go that bad. And the stomach pain just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And I was like, all right, like damn, do I run back to the truck? Or do I just get right at the bottom of the stand? Like what do I do? Like this is now this is about 5 years ago, the first time this happened to me, and I'm still fairly new at hunting, especially by myself with bow hunting.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the hell to do, so I waited until it was almost too late, and I literally almost went to the bathroom on myself. I was able to get down to the stand and go to, but by far to me that was my most, um, I guess, embarrassing moment because God
Yeah.
forbid someone was watching. I mean, definitely that would if someone was watching that would have been my most embarrassing moment.
Gotcha. Yeah. I know that feeling. At first time I was up in a tree stand, I actually had to Google whether deer are deterred by human urine or not because I had to go to the bathroom the first time I was up in my tree stand too. All right. So, I know we'll definitely talk to Kurt about this next question because there's a lot that uh, frustrates and annoys him while he's hunting, mostly dogs. But what annoys you the most while you're out hunting?
I'd probably say the same thing. Same
Yeah.
thing that Kurt's gonna say. It's one of our stands is we have it set up at the dog training sign, so people are allowed to walk their dogs and get them ready for the pheasant season, which is no problem, right? But there are times where people will do it 30 minutes before sunset. Like you're getting to the prime time of deer hunting, right? And you have people out there loud as hell walking around screaming. The bells are going everywhere, and I've had a couple of hunts ruined because I had a guy come right at sunset, brought his dogs, and there were rabbit dogs too. And oh my god, I had two does coming in, blew the whole entire hunt, and I was furious. And I was like, oh my god, this can't be happening. Like literally, you have deer coming in. You know, what the hell? You couldn't have come out a couple of hours earlier. And that's my thing. Like I don't mind, you know, just there are so many times where you can come out earlier in the day when there's no one else hunting. Why do it during prime time hunting? Why? To me that
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. That gets me going. I know for sure you guys will hear it constantly from Kurt that it gets him going. And during the hunting season, I imagine that it will happen to him again. For me, it doesn't happen nearly as often. My stand setups are pretty much not too many people think of even walking to these areas. So I don't share the same, but when it does happen, by far, most infuriating thing ever to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been lucky, only once or twice have I heard them. Um, but I'm sure, being a first year hunter, it'll get to me a little bit more.
Oh
So,
yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
And I know when we first started this, you kind of talked about, things you enjoyed before hunting. Hockey is a big part of your life. Um, but now that, with the injuries and things like that, what are your top interests now outside of hunting and fishing?
Listen, it's still hockey. Hockey
Yeah.
will never go away. It is everyone in our family plays hockey or has something to do with hockey. I was watching, a couple of my cousins who are they played hockey or grew up in hockey. We all grew up in a hockey rink, basically. So hockey by far, when I'm literally not hunting or fishing or working, I'm watching hockey or I'm looking at some type of update on hockey. I want to play hockey more because of my work schedule. I don't get the opportunity to do that. But hockey by nowhere even close. And then probably cooking and eating.
Yeah.
I love to eat. I want to be a better chef, especially, cooking my own food with, deer and rabbit. And, when we get into waterfowl, because that's definitely something that I want us to get into, is the waterfowl hunting that I know nothing about. But, that is something we'll definitely get into.
I was actually one question I forgot to put on my list for you was what is your favorite recipe?
Oh, the actual specific recipe, I could
I don't
not.
need the ingredients or anything like that, but like,
But
teriyaki chicken or like stewed
no,
venison or something like that.
actually, I use the backstrap with it. But I make myself a blackberry or raspberry sauce,
Nice.
and I'll cook it in the sauce and with some mashed potatoes and whatever else I decide to put on the sides. But definitely, I love when I make this blackberry or raspberry sauce. Or um, when it comes to fishing, when it comes to trout season, um, you can go with it any direction, but a simple trout cooked on the fire with lemon,
Yep.
salt, pepper, lemon. I Simple to me. Trout, you can make that simple without a problem.
Awesome. Couple more questions for you, and then we'll let you off the hook here. No pun
Well,
intended with the fishing comment, but if you had to pick one favorite podcast, what would it be?
that's a difficult one just because I got one for hockey and I got one for hunting.
All right,
Obviously,
pick
the hockey
each.
one is Spitting Chicklets presented by Barstool Sports.
Yep.
Um, I listen to that one religiously. Biz and Wit are absolutely hilarious, and I love that one just because of type of person I am with hockey and everything like that. But when it comes to hunting, the Meat Eater podcast by Steven Ranella. Um,
Yep.
love the podcast, love his episodes. We got all the cookbooks. I know you do too.
Yep. Love
Joe and I
watching the show.
we're supposed to go see his live show.
Yep.
I think this month, correct? It was
It
supposed
was
to be this.
supposed to be, yeah, it was supposed to be earlier this month. I think they moved it to July, so it's not canceled. So,
So I'm excited for that. We'll definitely have a couple videos for you guys when we go to see that, and I absolutely cannot wait for that live event.
yeah. So, last question here, unless there's anything else you want to discuss about yourself, but what is the one thing that you want to get out of this particular podcast? Not this episode, but the Garden State Outdoorsman.
Yeah. To get New Jersey on the map, it's really to show people that New Jersey has a lot to offer. Yeah, we don't have the same size deer as the Midwest. We don't have the open waters and the streams and the rivers like the other states, but we do have still big deer here. We have great fishing. We have crazy hunting laws and fishing laws and all that other stuff and great. But to get outdoorsmen's stories out there and show that hey, Jersey's got something to offer as well, and also the education of people who like I said in the teaser don't know how to get into hunting or don't know what to do or anything like that. Give them a chance, show them and teach them. And I know definitely we're going to try to come up with something for you guys to set something up later later down the line is, especially if we get our own property is, you know, newbies, hey, teach them, bring them out, hunt with us, do this, show them these techniques, show them how to cook it too correctly, because that's a big part of it also. So that is by far the goal. and I hope that we can get everybody's story out there, and I hope you guys really enjoy it.
Excellent. Again, thanks, Mike, for the time to give us a little bit about your perspective. Any closing comments on yourself or anything you feel like we missed that the audience needs to know about you?
No, well, being part of the team and one of the owners, you guys are gonna find out a lot about me. You're gonna find out a lot about the other guys on the team. So if I forgot anything, it will be brought up at some point. um, but starting out, I think we're in a great place. The feedback, so far that we've gotten has been excellent. We're gonna continue to develop, and if there's anything that you guys want to hear specifically from us, do not hesitate to DM us, to comment on Apple Music or on YouTube or anything like that, and we're here to help you guys the best we can.
Excellent. Thanks again, Mike. Really appreciate it. Everybody, just want to say thank you again for your interest in the podcast. Don't forget to subscribe for more episodes as we get things rolled out. Looking forward to getting our video set up. We're kind of waiting for this whole COVID thing to blow over so we can get in person, a little bit more professional look so you can actually see what we look like. But if you're that interested in learning, check out our Instagram. And I just want to thank everybody for joining us for episode number 1. Mike, closing comments?
Thank you yet again. Just like Joe said, he covered it all.
Yeah.
Thank you for supporting us and showing interest, and hopefully we'll continue to make great content for you guys. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.